Hi guys, and welcome back to Reads Readers with your host, Clinton Reed. And today, first off, ignore the look, just woke up. But I finished a certain book the other night, which you'll already see by title of this video, and that is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. And you guys progressed. This little paper is going to be my little notes, so I can, remember things, and most of this right here. That for Throne of Glass and the Grishaverse, that y'all would like spoiler-filled videos of my thoughts. Which I tabbed up, which you can tell every short story got the same rating from me, which was a 4-star, which I gave Assassin's Blade an overall 4-star. I've only ever given one other short story collection, and that was Stars Above 4 stars. And I can tell you, I really, really enjoyed this. So this will be my first time doing a spoiler-filled video, so bear with me if this one doesn't really work as well as some other people's has done, but I'm going to get better with this. I do have, 8 books in the series to read and review for you guys. Well, 2 of them will be read together, but that's whatever. So let's just get into this. I'm going to go... Everyone knows what this series is about. Selena Sardathian is the kingdom's most feared assassin. Though she works for the powerful Assassins Guild, she yields to no one and trusts only her fellow killer for hire, Sam. When Selena's scheming master, Oberon Hamel, dispatches her on missions that take her from remote islands to hostile deserts, she finds herself acting independently of his wishes and questioning her own allegiance. She will have to risk it all in hopes to escape Erobian's clutches, and if she fails, she'll lose not just a chance at freedom, but her life. This is the prequel collection of what happened to Selena that led up to Throne of Glass, which I'm super excited to read next month. You have no idea. Okay, this took me a minute to get through because I have issues with short stories. Because to me, why focus reading on something that's only going to be 75 pages? So it takes me a minute to get through a short story collection, but I can tell you now, I fell in love with Selena as a character, and I'm super excited to see what happens to her. So I'm going to go over each of the 5 short stories in this. I don't really have a lot to say because not a lot happens in them, but I digress. So with The Assassin and the Pirate Lord is where Selena got cocky. Where it introduced Selena. She was there to meet the Pirate Lord and to pass along a message, hand an envelope, collect some slaves for her master of the assassin. The assassin master, the king of the assassins, for Erobian. I loved the fact that this showed her cocky yet passionate side and how strong of a character she is. At this point, I wasn't for sure how I felt about Sam or Erobian, stuff like that. But I will state, I love the fact of how the slaves were portrayed in this, that they were all of different races. They weren't just simply one race, and they were just prisoners of war. It was kind of nice when they described some with red hair, green eyes type thing. And I was like, my Irish history is being attacked! For funniness. My brain was just like, And the fact that Selena saw what she could do, and she helped free 200 and something slaves with Sam's help, even though Sam and her at that point want to kill each other. Like, I really enjoyed that one. Next was The Assassin and the Healer, which I think is actually my favorite short story. It's where it introduced, what was her name? Urine. This short story showed Selena's compassionate side, in my opinion. And Urine was such an amazing character, this barmaid that just happened to be there, that got stuck at this bar. She was on her way to be a healer. Nothing like, because she has all this healing magic and stuff. I'm really hoping we get more of Urine in the future, because she was a doll and I just love her and I want more of her. And I will state, I really thought Selena was going to take her with her. And I was kind of sad that she didn't. So, and then we have The Assassin in the Desert, where because of her actions in the first short story, Arobian sends her to the desert to be trained by the mute master in the Silent Assassin's Guard, where we were introduced to Ansel and a whole cast of characters, and she got to train with the master, and it was very an interesting take to like see her learn all these new techniques. And then Ansel's story just blew me away. Like, when she found her about to kill the master, and she like saves the master, but everyone else is already dead, and she gives Ansel a moment to run. Oh, I hope we get more Ansel, because Ansel became like a sister to Selena in that short period of time, and I really hope that if we do see her in the future, nothing bad happens. But I kind of want to see Ansel and Selena fight again. That would be awesome. And then we have The Assassin in the Underworld, which the only thing that I particularly remember from this is, in my personal opinion, why would you introduce a love interest? A name, Sam, who I've never heard referred to her in any of the Throne of Glass books, when anybody talks about this series, as a love interest for Selena. But you're going to introduce one and then try to, like, I just don't understand. Like, to me, that was so much build up to, like, nothing. But it also showed to me how much, one, Lysandra, I hope she shows up in a future book, and Selena punches the shit out of that bitch. And Arobian, I hope he shows up and he dies. Just saying. And the final short story was Assassin in the Empire, which I truly enjoyed. It was my second favorite. Underworld, I think, is my least favorite. We'll rank them after I spiel about the Empire. Like I said, I don't really have a lot to say about these because they're short stories. I'll have more to say with Throne of Glass, hopefully. The Assassin in the Empire showed how much I hate Arobian. He is garbage. Garbage human. Up there with Tamlin and up there with Umbridge. Garbage human being. Step on you and crash is what I want to happen. But I will state, I loved seeing in this short story Selena and Sam talking about a future away from the Assassin's Guild. Like, that was a touching homage, even though I know, because there's 7 books up here, that she doesn't leave the Assassin's Guild, but it was a nice, like, nod to that. But I also had a feeling that Sam wasn't going to make it to the end, because he's never mentioned with any of these. So when his death happened, it didn't really affect me in a way that it probably should have. But her emotions and her to go, I knew it was a trap. Just saying, I just knew it was a trap. And the fact that Arobian set this all up because he was pissed off about slaves. Bitch, get off your fucking high horse and settle the fuck down. I'm sorry, she chose Sam over you. You a man. You helped raise her. Act like a father, not a lover. That's just, ugh. Ugh. Okay. I had a few negatives throughout the whole thing. Some of them I felt like, some of these stories I wanted more of. But that's a personal taste. And there's also a personal taste. There are moments in this where you have badass warrior assassin, who in my head, tomboy and like badass. But the moments they talk about dresses and luxury and stuff like that, it took me away. There's this thing in YA where it's shown that as a female, you have to like pretty things. No matter how badass you are, you have to like pretty, frilly garments. Like, no. These are badass females that want to kick ass. They're not gonna set, like, you don't necessarily have to go, ooh, pretty dress, let me wear it. Bitch, no. Be the badass you are and just kill the dude. Listen. Ugh. Like, oh my god, I got blood on my dress. Like, kind of attitudes in some of these YA novels. That's where it's like, ugh. Because I know plenty of females that are badass in their own right, that are warriors and stuff like that. Yeah, some of them do like the frilly side of things. But some don't. And I don't see enough of those represented in things like this, being assassins and warriors and goddesses like that. So, personal taste, Sarah. Why? Other than that, I absolutely love these stories and hope some of these characters make appearances. As I said, I would rank the short stories in enjoyment level. It would go Assassin and the Healer, followed by Assassin and the Empire, then Assassin in the Desert, Assassin and the Pirate Lord, then Assassin in the Underworld. Because that was wasn't even that long. Not only 100 and something pages, but still took me 4 days to get through because I didn't give two rats ass. But that is my TED Talk on the Assassin's Blade. For those of you who have read this, do your thoughts align with me? Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the Assassin's Blade. What were some of the things that you loved from it? Which are some of the things you hate about it? If there is anything, because mass trash here. This just proved it. I'm still mass trash. Even though I've only read the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm still mass trash now. This has confirmed it. That I want to devour more of her books. So, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want more insights into reviews this year, which I plan on giving reviews for several different series this year, because I'm hoping to love things. Like, I'm hoping to do, we're going to do the whole Throne of Glass series. I'm hoping to do all of the Grishaverse books together. I may do all the Sarah J Maas that I read this year just to give, like, in-depth thoughts. Throne of Glass, I am rereading, not Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, I will be rereading those. So I may actually do review videos of, like, because it's been a minute since I've read them, to see if I enjoy it. And I've only read the first book twice. So, and I've read the second one like 12 times. So, that'll be interesting. A reread. I am planning the Renegade series by Marissa Meyer this year. So I may do spoiler videos for those. If y'all want those, comment down below. Might do Illuminate Files because the fact that I don't read sci-fi. So y'all will get my kind of, like, I haven't read sci-fi since high school. And high school for me ended in 2008. So, I was about to say 2008. Oh, 2008, so that was 12 years ago. I haven't read anything since the Ender Game books. I may do spoiler videos for From Blood and Ash, because we are planning a buddy reads of those. Do y'all want me to do Wires and Nerve, because it is finished book 1, so I can always do those for you too. I may do one on Serpent and Dove and the Boyfriend's books that he chose for me that I plan on reading throughout the year. But yeah, comment down below and let me know any of the books that I mentioned if you want me to do more spoilered videos, spoiler free, stuff like this. Stuff like Tharna Glass and Grishaverse, I'm going to give more spoilered videos because everybody's read them. I feel like I'm late to the party. So, this party is going to give you their thoughts and opinions. Which that is what they are, is opinions. Is my own opinions. I sometimes may love something that you hate, and I may hate something you love. And that's nothing against the book, and I will never bash anything on this channel. That is not what any of these videos are going to be about. I'm not going to bash anything. I may say, it wasn't for me. If you love it, cool. More power to ya. Because not everyone's going to have the same reading tastes. Because if we did, would it really be that exciting to pick up a new book? So, that's all I've got for you guys today. Remember, kids, always be fabulously yourself. And until next time, oh boy!